You've seen this happen, right? A brilliant strategy, a huge budget, a team of absolute rock stars, and yet somehow the project just doesn't deliver. So what's creating that massive gap between a great idea and a great result? Well, today we're diving into the 10 pillars of governance that are designed to close that gap for good.
So, really, why do so many of these big, ambitious programs, the ones that are supposed to be real game changers, go completely off the rails? It's a super common problem, and let me tell you, the answer isn't just bad luck or that people aren't trying hard enough. It's almost always a lack of a clear roadmap.
And that roadmap has a name: program governance. The best way to think about it is like a GPS or maybe the operating system for your most important initiatives. It's the framework that makes sure your big picture strategic goals actually get turned into real, measurable outcomes. It's how you stay on course when things get complicated.
To make this easy to digest, we've organized these 10 pillars into 3 themes. First up, we have the blueprint. That's the foundation. Then we'll talk about the engine, the stuff that keeps the program moving. And finally, the payoff, which is all about making sure it delivers lasting value.
Okay, let's start with Section 1, the blueprint. These are the 3 fundamental pillars you absolutely have to get right before any real work starts. This is what sets the stage for success right from day one.
So in this section, we're covering 3 really critical ideas. We've got strategic alignment, that answers the why, then governance structures, which defines the who, and finally stakeholder engagement, which clarifies the with whom.
Pillar number 1 is strategic alignment. And listen, this one is completely non-negotiable. Every single program has to directly support the organization's bigger mission. This is how you avoid that classic trap of just being busy, mistaking all that activity for actual progress. If you can't draw a straight line from your project to a core company goal, you have to stop and ask, why on earth are we even doing this?
So once you've nailed down the why, you've got to define the who. That's pillar 2, governance structures. And this is all about one thing: crystal clear clarity. Who makes the final call? Who is actually responsible for the results? Defining these roles up front prevents that nightmare scenario: a dozen people in a room all staring at each other, with nobody knowing who actually has the authority to make a decision.
And the final piece of our blueprint is stakeholder engagement. Because look, a great plan with clear roles, well, it means absolutely nothing if nobody's on board. Programs really thrive when the key people are active participants, not just spectators watching from the sidelines. Getting them involved builds that crucial buy-in, and honestly, it makes the entire thing stronger.
Okay, with our blueprint in place, it is time to fire up the engine. This section is all about the 4 dynamic pillars that actually drive the program forward and, keep it running smoothly.
Now, this engine is powered by 4 key components that we're going to explore: risk management, resource optimization, phased reviews, and transparent reporting. Think of these as the active, real-time management systems that keep you on the road and out of the ditch.
All right, next up is risk management. See, great governance isn't just about planning for success. It's also about anticipating failure. It means you have a formal process to spot and deal with risks before they blow up into full-blown crises. It's all about being able to look around the corner.
And this really frames the choice perfectly, doesn't it? Are you going to proactively manage risk from a position of control, or are you just going to be constantly firefighting, stumbling from one crisis to the next? Good governance always chooses that first path.
Now, just like you manage risk, you have to manage your most valuable assets. That's pillar 5, resource optimization. Because let's be real, your resources, your people, your money, your tech, they're all finite. This pillar is about making sure you're allocating them intelligently, avoiding waste, and getting the maximum possible impact from every dollar and every hour spent.
Pillar 6 is something called phased reviews. So, instead of a super risky big bang approach, you break the program down into smaller phases with these formal gate reviews. These gates are just critical decision points where you have to stop and ask, are we still on track? Is this plan still viable? It's how you avoid throwing good money after bad.
The final part of our engine is transparent reporting. You can think of clear, honest communication as the fuel that builds trust. When everyone has a real-time, no-fluff view of progress and the challenges, they can make smart, timely decisions. The goal here is simple: no surprises, ever.
So, we've built the blueprint. We've started the engine. Now, it's time for the most important part: the payoff. These last pillars are all about ensuring that all of that work actually creates some meaningful, sustainable impact.
Here, we're focused on actually delivering on the promise with 3 final pillars: benefits realization, adaptive governance, and, of course, accountability. This is where the rubber truly meets the road.
Pillar 8 is benefits realization. Look, it is not enough to just complete a project and check a box. The real question, the one that actually matters, is did we get the value we expected to get? This is all about knowing the difference between something being done and something being valuable, and then tracking to make sure those benefits are not only delivered, but that they're sustained over time.
Next, Pillar 9, adaptive governance. And this one is so crucial. Strong governance isn't about being rigid, it's about being resilient. Markets shift, new tech emerges, things change. An adaptive framework lets you respond to these changes intelligently, all without losing your strategic focus.
And finally, we have Pillar 10, accountability and ethical oversight. This really underpins the entire structure we've talked about. It's the deep-down commitment to integrity, to fairness, and to sustainability. It's about doing things the right way, for the right reasons, period.
So, as we wrap things up, it's really important to see these 10 pillars not as some simple checklist you have to work through, but as a complete, holistic mindset for achieving success in any complex project.
And you can see right here how it all fits together so nicely. The blueprint lays that solid foundation, the engine drives all the progress, and the payoff ensures you get real value. Together, they create this incredibly powerful system for turning your big strategies into reality.
Because, effective governance isn't just some mechanical process. At its very best, it's a human one. It's about ensuring fairness, maintaining integrity, and building something that is actually going to last.
So, I'll leave you with this one last question to think about. In your organization, is your governance framework a launch pad that helps propel your best ideas forward? Or is it a labyrinth, a maze of bureaucracy that just stifles them? Because trust me, the answer makes all the difference in the world.